ritual, it would be involving me communing and concentrating and doing some prayers and gentrification, whatever.
Sure.
And then I think this last little piece would, I mean, obviously I'd walk on lava and things like that, so I wouldn't have to pick up lava and
So you're
splash it
pretty
on
much
people.
over in this area behind in the bush and kind of hanging
In the
hiding
thicker bush,
around.
kind of like, I would say a little closer to where they are, though.
Okay.
If this is just as thick here, I would be
Sure.
near where they are. And then the last little bit in my made-up ritual, I want to go ahead and I want to be able to make some kind of a contact with each individual person. So if I have to come out of the bush to touch them or to sprinkle water on them, then I believe for the last, bit of this ritual, I would be visible to whoever is spying on us. Just to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you complete your ritual, and the only thing that really happens is you can see that there are a couple cultists that come out from one of the sides of where the water is tumbling down into the lake. And you can watch this. Well, you heard this from.
If I see somebody, I'm going to dive into the dirt or jump into the shadows.
You're in enough shrubbery to
Okay.
where you weren't detected, nor was Vey when she was doing her ritual. Now, Widow and Shrump, you guys saw two cultists come out, same type of regalia, the darker color robes. One was smoking a pipe, and then after he was done smoking his pipe, they just walked right back under the water tumbling over. They just kind of walked behind it.
So it's behind the waterfall. That's where you're basically saying they came from.
Correct. That is correct.
Jolly good. Nailed it.
You did, sir.
Alright, so we finished our rituals, I guess.
You did. You don't see anything. Just the items that your companions are basically carrying on them. Of course, Widow having less magic on her now than what you're used to seeing. But shots fired. But you don't detect
Really,
anything else
Dave?
that's magic.
Really?
Really. You pulled the card, I didn't.
Put your name right on this list.
That's okay. My list is more deadly.
Yes, but I'm a woman, and we're far more deadly.
I don't discriminate.
Well, this last 10 minutes, so I want to continue looking as I walk through the entrance.
You mean behind the waterfall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
what ritual did you do? Because I just gave you water walks, so you can go as close to the waterfall across the water.
Okay.
I do mention to everybody that they can now walk on water. Huzzah!
Oh, well, thank you. Now, do you have something to keep us from getting soaked when we go through the waterfall?
No. That would be... I only have the ability to walk on the water. You're going to have to cast umbrella or something to go under the water.
Well,
But you
I
can-
have to test it out, so I'll walk out there on the water.
Sure. You're walking out and you can see all the little minnows and a couple larger fish. They're swimming underneath you as you're kind of walking across the water, and every step that you take is sort of like maybe a step in a puddle, like as if you're walking down one of the cobblestone streets in Waterdeep. So you take a step, your foot kind of splashes a little bit, but you do not sink. You are definitely walking on the water.
Well,
And the water gets deeper and deeper. As you walk off the shore, you could tell that there was a very steep slope. And it seems like the water's probably about 20 feet deep. I mean, this is beautiful. This is some of the most clear water that you've ever seen, especially in a small little pond or lake like this.
Can I see the bottom?
water's, yeah, you sure can. It's probably about 25 feet deep.
Alright, yep. To be sure that I have my necklace back on, I'm walking over here towards the waterfall.
Yeah,
I'll wave everyone
same here.
else along.
Okay.
I'll make my way out onto the water as well, and then follow Vey.
All of a sudden, a wizard comes out, a little dungeon master guy, waves his hand, and your spell is dissipated, and he puts lead boots on your feet, and you start to sink to the bottom. No, I'm just kidding.
That blows.
Yeah, game over. Thanks for playing, Worm. All right, so you kind of shimmy your way
just
behind
Worm,
this.
That's fine then.
Yeah, just Worm. You shimmy your way behind the waterfall, and you can tell that this is definitely a path that's been used quite a bit. And when you get behind this waterfall, you can tell that there's a very, 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 it's very wet behind there. So there's a lot of slime. You really have to watch your step. And behind this waterfall, there is about a 15-foot wide cavern. Well, it's sort of like a cave that goes back, and it is a very slick surface that is going at a very, I don't want to say very steep as in you're going to slide down, but a pretty steep angle to where you're probably going to have to really watch your step, meaning you're going to have to do a dexterity check on the way down. So hopefully you won't slide. All right, so I'm going to clear out the map a little bit more for you so you can see what you see.
Dexterity check, yes. Yes, dexterity. That's not one of my good stats.
I've got an 18 for hilarity.
All right, so you can all get back. Here. And that is where you're at. The surface is very, very slick, and it goes, I'd say, probably about 20 foot depth as the ramp goes down about 20 feet.
And this ramp, Dave. So we get under this waterfall, and I've been in Niagara Falls, so I know how it gets cold and stuff. But I'm looking at the ground. Does this look like it's been carved, or does this look like it's natural? I want to see if there's like claw marks that have chewed this up, so we get a good idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's dragon's bill, but
it looks natural for the most
Okay.
part. It looks natural, yeah.
all right. I do want to be stealthing as much as I can, be as quiet as possible.
Is
And-
there?
Yeah,
Sorry.
start working my way
Is
down.
there on the walls any kind of sort of protrusions like old somewhere where chains would have been attached or something like that? Basically, I'm looking to attach a rope so I can hold onto a rope as I'm going down, so I don't slide on my ass all the way down.
There's no ropes.
Well,
But if
we've
you-
got ropes, but
yeah,
I'm just
correct.
thinking something to attach it to.
Sure, absolutely. There's enough. It's an earthen cave, so there's enough cracks and crevices that you can actually notch up a good bit of rope and put into the cracks and crevices to where the rope will actually hold. And then you could shimmy your way down the rope, kind of holding on to the edge of the side of the wall of the cavern. Yeah, sure, you could do that. It's a good idea.
Obviously, I'll do it down the inside line because that's shorter.
I'm fairly confident in my ability to get down this thing. Maybe I should go first because I don't want anybody to go into something that
Widow,
to
that's
avoid
a
any
genius.
surprises.
That's a great
That's a
idea. And
brilliant
if
idea.
I fall, Widow, jump out and catch me, okay?
Let me tell you, if you start tumbling, I'm going the other way.
Well, you
all
can
that
see
clanking.
that. Yeah, you can see that Shrump is, putting rope into the cracks and crevices, one of the cracks, and
Well,
you
I've
can-
actually got some pitons, so I'm going to drive a piton in, push it in manually as hard as I can,
Wow.
as far as I can.
Oh,
That's
all right,
fancy.
yeah. I like how he said push it in because I was just waiting for him to break out a hammer and start beating on this thing. Ping, ping, ping.
No, but I'll use like the
Feudo, thank you very
pillars
much
on
for
my
the follow,
sword,
Feudo.
or
Appreciate
the
it.
handle of my sword, or the butt blade right at the base of the blade, just to sort of brace my hand so I'm not actually pushing piton into skin.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to come over there and help out Shrump. If I'm seeing him set up some kind of a climbing apparatus, I want in on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Shrump, are you setting this up for my weight or your weight, or how's this going to go?
Well, I'm hopefully hoping that this will support my weight.
All right, so why
So
don't
if
you
it support my weight?
why
it'll
don't you let
support
me
your
go
weight, 'cause-
first?
Well,
And
I
then
was
that
going to let
way-
Widow go first because
Oh yeah, Widow should go first.
Let Widow go first,
Widow.
and then if there's anything bitey with bitey teeth down there, she can tell us all about it, or scream.
They get out of those books. Hey, Widow, come over here and start walking down.
All
Tell
right.
us if this is going to help you at all. Then I want to make sure that this thing doesn't pull out of the wall or anything. I'm judging it for safety so that I can
Yeah,
go
just
next.
have Shrump put his weight on it.
Doing an old Q&A check. Yeah, he Shrump pulls it. He's got a what 18, 20 strength. Yeah, the python it holds the rope in.
Fantastic.
I shall pull it laterally rather than sort of straight out. I shall pull it obviously at a right angle because that's the way the weight would be taken on the piton.
Nerd alert! I love it. Yeah,
I know,
sorry,
just
I
using the
love
word
climbing.
hit on.
no, you can see Shrump. He's starting to shimmy his way down, down this steep slope. He's like,
But why, when Widow was
No,
going
no.
first?
I'm going to wait. I want to wait for Widow to go first and scout, but I'm just testing it.
okay, sure. Then she may go ahead and do so.
All right. So I grab a hold of this thing and start making my way down.
Okay.
And I don't entirely trust magic in any
It would
way.
be like this. So yeah, you're shimming your way down, and you
Well, no,
see
I
that
was
there's
gonna-
an opening.
I was
Okay.
going to say I don't trust magic in any way. The necklace that I'm wearing. So I'm still, when I go into this next area, I'm still deploying my stealthing abilities and stuff like that, just in case it gives out.
I don't want her to get out of visual range, so I go a little bit after.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed on down.
All right, perfect. This is what you see. This is this is pretty much as much as you can see with your dark vision, and
Okay.
where you're walking, it actually the descent stops, and
Okay.
you can still see that there's just a little bit of water trickling down the especially the side that you just came down with the rope. There's still some water kind of trickling off, so there's a couple small pools of water in this more open area. Now, to the east, and you can see the wall. The wall just continues. Now, to your left that you're facing, or to the east, you can see that past your dark vision, you see no wall. So it looks like the cave continues, and it's pitch black. There are no lights here. You see no signs of sconces that are kind of buried into the bedrock. You see nothing, but you do. I will tell you this: you can see some moist footprints out of several of these puddles traveling the way that your dark vision has basically stopped working because of the range, of course.
All right. So as I'm walking down through this thing, I'm looking around. I'm looking up to make sure that nothing's on this. Kind of gauge how high the ceiling is. Make sure nothing's going to come down on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this area is probably about 15 foot. Now, when you get to this area where you're at now, you can see that the cavern, you can see that it opens up into a much larger area, and the ceiling ascends up. I mean, it ascends up quite a bit. Now, you know that you've probably traveled about 20 feet, maybe 25 feet down. So you're thinking that where you're at, this cavern probably ascends up into the rocky outcliffs that's the water's pouring over. But it definitely does open up into a monstrous-sized cavern.
Okay, I put my hand up to kind of let everybody know to kind of hold off since I'm getting ready to go into a clearing.
So can we see her because she's invisible? Because we all have those necklaces on? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure
can
we
all see
can,
each other
because we
when
can all
we-
see each other,
You
right?
can all
Put
see each
on,
other,
yeah.
correct, yeah.
All right, fantastic.
Also,
And
it's natural. or does it look like it's been
No,
carved
this is all definitely natural. You know, and as you get a little bit closer, Widow, you can see that the chamber has about a 40 to 50 foot ceiling, and you know there's massive stalactites and stalagmites that are protruding up, protruding down, and as you get in a little bit more, you can hear water again, and you can see that there's a what appears to be a shoreline, and it looks like more water. So I'm going to open up a little bit more of this map for you.
And Dave, while you're opening that up,
Sure.
I just want you to know, since this cave was incredibly dark all the way over here, I don't have any kind of special way to see. Didn't want to chance things by casting light like I normally do, so I'm just sticking right next to Shrump, kind of holding on to his armor and letting him kind of guide me through here.
That's all right. You hold on to my cloak. I'll guide you.
What are you saying? What do you say, big guy? Is that what you're saying?
Don't go too fast, Shrump.
Because you literally
No,
can't.
don't worry. You'll
You
be
can't-
safe as asses.
you can't
safe
see
as
shit.
asses.
Tiberius. I mean, it is literally
Absolutely, yeah.
dark as, I mean, black as night in here. I mean, you literally cannot see anything.
And every time Shrump takes a step, I just kind of try to just keep up with them, and I'm just kind of holding like a little kid, like holding on to his mom's hand. I'm just holding on to his armor, as we move forward.
Yeah, we need to
Try
get
and
one of those
hold my hand. I will slap you really hard.
little. We need one of those little kid leashes. What are they? The little tethers.
Yeah, you just yank him right back when he gets almost to the end of the rope. It's got that little handle thing, sort of like what a dog
If you
is
play your
walking.
cards right, I'll let you put me on a leash, Widow. Wink.
Promises.
I'll do it if you pull a card out of this deck that I have here. All right. So as you venture into this huge chamber, you hear this water trickling. You see small little pools of water. The floor is much drier in here, and so you really don't have to worry about the floor being just covered with slime and dexterity checks all over the place. It's not like that. So what you do see is you see a pool of water, and in this pool of water you can see that there's a small island pretty much in the southeast corner of this huge cavern. And you can see that the water is kind of, I want to say, it looks like the water's in motion. It doesn't look like it's not a stagnant water at all. And yes, and as you're also in here, you can see that there's a lot of water that's pretty much dripping through the earth and ceiling, so, and off of the stalagmites, and I mean it's just water's dripping everywhere, and you can hear this just all over the place.
So these pools ahead of us. Well, I guess I can't see. I'll just
You can just shut
stay
there,
close
shut
to
up, and
Shrump.
be quiet.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. Alright, I'm
I might-
not actually going into the water by any means, but I am going to sort of scout out the area around it to see what's.
You can still walk on the water. It lasts
Well, I
an
know,
hour.
but
Okay.
we'll see. I just
Okay.
want to make sure that there's
Not-
nothing that's
not
coming
to
around us.
not to be rude or anything there. I'm sorry about that, Tiberius. You can just shut up and just sit there. But yeah, pretty much, yeah. You can just stand there and do nothing. I mean,
Well,
I would
knowing
imagine
Tiberius,
you're
I'd
probably
probably
trying to.
I could do nothing, but I'd probably not be super quiet. I would be like whispering to Shrump the whole time, like, go forward. What do you see? Pull back. Wait for me. Don't leave me behind. I might be every once in a while throwing out some of those whispers.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up back there, for God's sake.
Those careless whispers.
If he does it too much, I am just going to slap my hand over his mouth and put his head under my arm. So I should be walking along with his head under my arm and my hand over his mouth.
Like a headlock?
It's almost a headlock, yes.
I'm kind of curious as to where the cultists are.
Well,
We've
yeah.
come pretty far.
Yeah, that's kind of funny you ask, because as you're journeying down here into the southwestern area of this cave, I'm going to open up a little bit more for you.
Dave, as I'm wandering down, can I have a look for any secret passages or anything like that?
Sure you can. Sorry about that. I was opening up some more of the map. Sure, absolutely. Now, you can see that when you're starting to get closer, well, probably about right here, Widow, you can see that there is a sort of like an area of rock that rises. And then you kind of, as you get closer and closer, you can see that there is a little bit of light flickering up there. And it's like a platform, but it's on like a natural earthen floor as the floor ascends up about 20 feet. And you can see, at the top where this light is coming over, you can see that there are wooden planks kind of hanging over this area, making a wooden floor. And it's not very bright light up there. But you can definitely tell that there's maybe candlelight, maybe a lantern, maybe a couple lanterns up there. And you can hear some very light chatter. You're trying to listen to this chatter, but you just can't make out what it is.
All right. It sounds like it's in a language that, I just can't hear it. It's
Yeah,
too
it's
much.
just like, you can't even really tell what language it is.
All right. So I kind of look back at Vay, since she's the linguist of the group, and then kind of wave her up a little bit carefully and see if she can overhear this conversation.
Oh, well, I do. I hear it coming from the south here.
Mm-hmm.
What's this rock edge? Can I clear up that?
It like I was telling Widow, it ascends up pretty sharply, about 20 feet. And you can see the wooden planks hanging over, basically making a wood floor for whatever is up there. And
All right, I stand as
you
close as
too,
I can and try to listen.
okay, and you can actually hear some very very low, communication. Give me a perception check first off, and then you can also see maybe some light. Now, off in the distance, Tiberius, you can see that there's a very small amount of light that starts
a pinprick of light.
Yeah, it's not much. Probably a couple candles, or maybe a couple lanterns.
Shrump, let's move forward towards that light.
Yeah,
I'm following you.
Yeah, make sure you start
we're
putting
waiting
those,
for Widow to give
those
us the all
checks
clear.
into the tower also, please. But no problem. You can hear several speaking in Elvish. And
Okay.
you can also hear what sounds like crying and also some whimpering.
All
And that's
look,
just not coming from Tiberius because he's so scared of the dark?
Well, you can also hear that too.
hold on a second. I want to make sure I'm clear on something. Did you just say put all perception rolls in the tower?
Yeah. All
Okay,
of you guys
all right.
put those in the tower. Now you can also hear what appears to be some metal clanking around, like chains, maybe sliding across the wooden deck. Now, also for Shrump, you did find another passage. All right, and
Oh, jolly good.
yes, you definitely did. As Tiberius is hanging on to you, here to your right hand side, going off into the another small natural cavern, only wide enough for one person, or about 5 foot wide. So let me open that up for you.
I'm wondering, do you reckon we could jump up onto that platform and then lower a rope for everyone else, or do you reckon Or just take this side passage and go up?
All right, two things. First, who's talking? And second, what platform? I can't see a damn thing.
Don't worry about it, Tiberius. There's
Yeah.
a platform with a light on it and some voices, but I can't hear what they're saying. They're whispering and stuff.
I want to be able to stealth up on something, so I'm not going to put a light a torch or cast any spells. But
That's
you just
very
tell me
helpful.
when it's go time, and I'm going to freaking light the shit out of this place.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's
I come
fine.
up here and tell you that they're speaking Elvish.
Yeah, and down this
Yeah.
chamber, you can see, as much as your 60 foot of dark vision allows you to see, you can see that there's a very narrow corridor, like I said, at some points not even 5 foot wide. But it looks like it empties into a larger area, or maybe another larger cavern. And that's what you would see,
There's this passage here as well. I don't know if Willow wants to go down this one and have a
Yeah.
look.
I think that we should check this way because I suspect there's got to be another route up on that platform and climb it. While we could climb the platform, of course I'm whispering this, we could climb the platform. Chances are we're going to alert anyone that's up there.
Yeah, that's probably right. Dave,
And
with
make my way down here.
with my, being a big, bulky 6'8" half orc, would I actually fit through this corridor?
Oh, most certainly, yeah. All of you fit
Oh,
down
that's
the
fine.
corridor. Yeah, oh yeah. You all fit down the corridor, for sure.
And of course, I'm looking around. I'm not just walking through here blindly just to make sure that I'm not going to trip any traps or
Okay.
anything like that.
Drop me
Oh, I thought
drop me a stealth
okay.
check in the tower, Widow. And as you get to a little bit closer to the edge of this, the end of the corridor, it opens up, and you see 3 huge piles of trash. I mean, these are huge mounds of trash, probably at least 1 foot, 2 foot tall,
God damn it.
and it smells horrible in here. And when you get to right here, you notice several things. The first thing you notice is another passage or another narrow corridor that you had just traveled down that is going to the south. Now, this chamber opens up into, I'd say, about with a 20-foot high ceiling, and on these 3 huge piles of trash, there are these huge double-headed creatures that are kind of rummaging around. Looks like they're doing angels and these big piles of trash. They look like
trash angels.
they look like pigs in a pen, and they're just going to town in here. So let me open this up for you really quick.
This is a narrow passage, right? It says there's a wall on both sides of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a picture of the said beasties?
He's probably revealing that now.
He's drawing one right now.
Right.
That's funny that you ask, old chap, because I do. The creatures in question, they look like this. You identify them, Shrump, right off the bat as an Etin. And they're
not Ettins, not again.
yes, yeah, the Ettins are in their trash piles, just having a good time.
Oh no, this is not good. That's Ettins.
We're okay. They're
yeah,
not hungry. They had just eaten.
One of them actually stops, Widow. You can see the Etin. It just stop. It stops what it's doing. It says, and then it takes a huge intake of air. Smells like the cultists probably want something again. I can smell them coming. And it says that in a very broken common. You can understand some of that, but a lot of it you can't understand either. But that's pretty much what you put together. So it sounds like this thing is speaking 2 different languages in one.
Right, David.
Yes, old lad.
I'm dreadfully sorry, but that sound of dripping water. Can I be excused for a moment?
Sure. You most certainly
I'm sorry.
can.
It's been slowly